What we're going to do today is a session of guided breathing and then a quick discussion of Robert Frost's poem, Nothing Gold Can Stay. Today, while we do our guided breathing, I want you to think of early morning light. I want you to think of dew in the grass and on the flowers. I want you to think of sunrise and the soft golden light that comes with it. Okay, I want you to think about that today while we do our guided breathing. Remember, I want you to be comfortable in your chair, not rigid, but not like slouched either, okay? All right, put your feet on the floor in front of you, put your palms up at your lap and get ready to do guided breathing. Take a deep breath in and let it out. In, out, 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 in through your nose, full 4 counts, out through your mouth, full 4 counts, in, out, in, out, in, out. Okay, so keeping in mind those images of sunrise and the beginning of the day and soft, dewy grass and flowers, I'm going to read to you Robert Frost's poem, Nothing Gold Can Stay. Now, we're going to read through this poem a couple of times and I'm going to talk about it, okay? But first, we're going to read the actual poem. Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold. Her early leaf's a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down today, nothing gold can stay. So I decided to do this poem today, not only because it's one of my favorites, as you guys hear me say all the time in class, but this is the poem that Ponyboy loves in The Outsiders. It's a poem that he talks about with Johnny, and much like the book itself, this is a poem about that symbolizes innocence and the loss of that innocence, because as Robert Frost says in the poem, so dawn goes down today. So in the early morning we have a beautiful dawn and there's dew on the grass and everything is golden, but that eventually has to subside to daytime. And when we think about our childhood and innocence and being young and carefree, eventually that subsides to, growing up and being an adult and taking on more responsibility. So we have the idea of innocence in the poem and in the book. Um, uh, if you've gotten through the book already, you know that Johnny tells Ponyboy to stay gold. That's one of my favorite lines of the book. You guys might remember that I even have that tattooed on me. It's one of my literary tattoos. So let's talk about a couple of things. I'm going to read the poem through for you another time, and then we're going to talk about rhyme scheme and some personification and illusion. Okay? So, nothing gold can stay. Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold. Her early leaf's a flower, but only so an hour. So Eden, then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down to day, nothing gold can stay. So I can't use my camera and my computer, so I've got to use my phone here. I want to talk to some things about you. I want to talk to you about some things in the poem. Let's do just a tiny bit of analyzation, the most we can, via computer. First, let's talk about rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme is unfortunately something that we didn't make it to in my class, but we were about to start poetry when all of this went down. So the rhyme scheme in this poem is A A B B C C D D. And that's because um, the first two lines, the ending rhymes. Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold. So gold and hold are A. And then he says, her early leaves a flower, but only so an hour. And when we hear a new ending sound in a line of the poem, that's a new letter. So gold hold are A, flower hour are B. Then we have, then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. That's our third sound. That eth is our third sound, so that presents a new letter, and that is C. Okay? Then our final two lines end in the A sound. So dawn goes down to day, nothing gold can stay. So the poem is A, B, B, C, C, D, D. And I'll post this poem with the rhyme scheme on um, Canvas. All of my words, nothing was coming out, so that you guys can see it, okay? So there's the rhyme scheme. Let's talk about something else. We also have alliteration. You guys know I love alliteration. Taco Tuesday. She sells seashells by the seashore. I'm a huge fan, Word Wednesday, like we have in my class. So alliteration in this poem, we have nature's first green is gold, g, g, her hardest hue to hold, so dawn goes down to day. Alliteration, like most sound devices, is used to draw the reader's attention to particular words or phrases that express the poem's rhetorical argument. Here, the first example shows that gold is even more prized a color in nature than green. The second emphasizes how fleeting a color gold is in nature. The gold that comes with the sunrise, that is, always goes away. The third example echoes that sentiment, showing how quickly sunrise simply becomes sunlight. Now, we're also going to talk about allusion, Allusion. When Robert Frost says, so Eden sank to grief, he is alluding to the Bible. He's making reference to the Garden of Eden, where Adam and Eve brought death into the world by giving in to the temptation of the serpent in the Old Testament. So when we've talked about this in class, when an author makes a reference to another piece of literature or a piece of pop culture that most people are familiar with, that is called allusion. Okay, then finally we have personification, referring to nature as female. This is a long-standing association with, the idea of Mother Nature. And he says, let me get back to my point here, sorry. When he says, her early leaves a flower, he's talking about her hardest hue to hold. He's talking about like Earth, Mother Earth, and that idea that we have Mother Nature providing for us and things like that. So if you are reading The Outsiders, that just gives you a glimpse into the poem, Nothing Gold Can Stay. Um, I just wanted you guys to know I'm so happy for those of you who joined my Zoom today. It was so fun. We'll do it again next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're able to log into Canvas and do the replacement assignments so I can raise your third quarter grade. If you guys need anything at all, please feel free to shoot me an email or leave a voicemail on my school extension and I will get that via email, okay? Bye.